Hello, Anil. It's so nice to have you on the show today. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you, Elisha. Nice to be here.
Beautiful, beautiful. And thank you so very much for being here. You see, I truly appreciate you. And you see, Anil, oftentimes I love to thank my guest for two things. And I do this so often to the point where it has become my anthem. So, firstly, my man, I want to say thank you so very much for investing in yourself. You see, Anil, you are on this platform right now because you did invest that in yourself. And oftentimes, my man, I love to make reference to the amazing mango tree. You see, and there was some couple of months back, I was on a particular road, and just by the roadside, Anil, there was this very tall, unattractive mango tree. And I used the word unattractive because the mango tree's got no mangoes on it, and the leaves were all dry. So I just walked past it and I went my way. But you see, Anil, just recently I was on that same road, and this time around, hmm, a lot's changed about the mango tree, you see. The mango tree caught my attention pretty good from a distance, and immediately I got the urge to move so close to it, of which I did, and it wowed me. Because now the mango tree's got a lot of mangoes on it, beautiful green leaves and healthy branches, and not just mangoes now, Neil. I'm talking about ripe mangoes. It was such a beautiful experience that day. I was so excited. Here is my point. The fact that you dedicated your time, energy, and resources to becoming the wonderful Anil that you are today, that alone has made it impossible for me to skip you. And that's why you got the request from me to be on the show because I was attracted to the fruit of all that you're doing, your philosophy, your insight, the impact your work is having. And now you're offering your solutions, and these stuffs are beautiful. And just before I sent you that request, my man, I said to myself, I've got to benefit from these beautiful things Anil is doing. And not only me now, because I don't want to be selfish, and even with the audience. Thank you so very much for doing that to yourself, Anil. And secondly, thank you for saying yes to the invite. Because if you had said nope, there was nothing Elisha could do about it. Thanks so much, my man.
Thank you.
Beautiful. So let's get started. You see, I am quite excited to have you on the show today, Anil, for some reasons. Firstly, my interest in knowledge seeking. I believe in order for one to transition from a terrible situation to that of a beautiful one, Anil, I believe it takes the application of knowledge, quality information. And you see, my man, ever since I discovered that light in the Hebrew means knowledge and darkness ignorance, I've been so keen to knowledge seeking. Why? Because I do not want to remain in the dark. So that's going to make our conversation. The second reason why I'm excited to have the incredible Anil on the show is for the sake of the audience. You see, my man, we live in an age where information is as abundant as grains of sand. We've got lots of information flying out there. So these folks trust me for quality, eye-opening, and very important information, of which I am totally convinced, Daniel, that our conversation is going to be insightful and impactful. So for that reason, my man, let's get started with your introduction. Talk to us about your personal or your professional journey, because right now we are so curious. We want to know how Anil got here. Then afterwards, I've gotten some beautiful questions for you. Okay, Anil, over to you.
Yes, thank you for having me, Elisha. And maybe I can introduce myself a little bit. Is that is that how I should start?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
talk to us about your personal or your professional journey. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So actually, I'm actually a leadership coach at the moment. But I say at the moment because life is ever so changing. And I started my career. Uh, Actually, many people call it distant from coaching because I started in accounting and finance. I was doing financial audit in at one time there was Arthur Anderson, and So I started my career like that, and of course it went on like that for a while. I did similar things. I moved on to Citibank. I did some operational work, project management work, accounting and finance. Again, I did there, and then I moved to PricewaterhouseCoopers, and PricewaterhouseCoopers had an important impact in my life because it was the place where I started to learn risk management, internal audit, internal controls. I know these are not very relevant to maybe our conversation today, but they were the building blocks of who I started to become. And of course, my career went on with these kind of things, and I left the corporate from a senior executive role in terms of risk management, and I just started doing coaching and consulting work. But in the meantime, I came across Dharma, as you can see in the background. Although I'm not very religious, I'm maybe can be considered spiritual, and I started working on myself through Dharma or Buddha's teachings, but not just limited to Buddha's teachings, also Lao Tzu or all different masters we can find in the Eastern realm, and um, and with that I started to get very much interested in self-awareness and who I am really and who we are really. And this is also the main pillar of my coaching. My main pillar is self-awareness, because if I am not aware of who I am in any moment, there's not much I can do except be prisoner to my identity, my ego, and that will take me over. So, yeah, that's my professional journey until my coaching time. Um, yeah, I'll stop here.
Amazing, my man. The last part really caught me pretty hard. Self-awareness. You said if you're not aware of who you are, you're only more like in a cage of your identity. That's profound. I tell you, that's really profound. And the fact that you venture into the path of spirituality, I love that. Because I believe every humans on earth, we are really not humans. We are spirit having a human experience. So I love how you put it. That's a beautiful one. So I've got some questions here. Are you ready for me?
Yes,
All
please.
right, beautiful. So let's start first with leadership. All right. So what does grounded leadership mean to you? Got it?
So, grounded leadership, there's a few ways to look at this, but I think the main pillar, of course, is I will, of course, take it to again self awareness. Because if I know who I am when I am leading people, or if I know who I am in that moment, that is when I can do something. I'll give you an example. Let's say there is a presentation, and let's say I am the CEO, and my you know other C-level people are there, the executive committee, and two people will be presenting two investment projects. One person has been in the company for a long time, is very well known, has a very good reputation, and his investment projects are known to be, before known to have performed well. The second person, they have not been in the company long, maybe a year and a half. There's no bad reputation about them, but there is no uh, big positive reputation like the other person either. But interestingly, the second person's investment project numbers are much better, and without any judgment or bias, normally we should go with the second investment project. But research shows that when leaders are not self-aware, they will feel more comfortable in leaning towards the first person. Why? Because they know and they have worked with this person before and they feel more comfortable. So how
Hmm.
does self-awareness come into the picture here? Well, when you're making the decision, you have to catch yourself leaning towards the first person. If you can catch yourself, oh, I think I am leaning towards this project because I feel comfortable. Let me look at this again. Am I really leaning, or is there something else that I should consider? In that moment, if you can catch yourself, then you have that self-awareness, and then you can become the grounded leader that you are asking for. So that's
Hmm.
one way of looking at it. There are other angles, but I wouldn't want to
Wow.
turn it into a monologue here. I
I
can
tell
talk
you,
for a long time. Yeah,
that's a good perspective, my man. And I never thought about it like that before. Wow. Okay, so what about this one? How do one stay grounded under pressure?
yeah. So um, two things. One is, so awareness. We have to look at it from inner awareness and external awareness as well. And external awareness is also, I don't want to go into too much technicalities, but you have to be very observant of what's going on, so aware of outside, and as I mentioned, aware of inside. So when something happens, you can bring them all together, because otherwise it will be just about the leader and me. So what is all are these people saying? And what are they saying regardless of what I think? What is the main story here? What is the main message here? Only then, like going back to the presentation, if I hear them as they are, without all these things that I'm bringing into the inner conversation, it becomes much more simpler. So we don't need to complicate it. Now, uh, is that, shall I? I'll
Yeah,
stop here.
yeah. I think I think I got that. Okay, so what about this one? What is the difference between performing and being?
Mhm. Yeah, it's a very good question. Actually, normally, I believe we should do what we are supposed to do.
Mm,
Performing a word entails having a goal in it.
mm,
So when you have a goal, actually it means you have a desire. So and desire is problematic. Now, when I explain these, people are like, "Well, I'm in the corporate world. Of course, I'm going to have goals to go higher, to have promotions, or etc." Yes, you can have those goals, but getting attached to those goals creates the problem. You can want it, you can start working on it by being in the moment, by whoever you are, and if it will take you there, it will take you there. Why? Because otherwise it's, to be honest, a bit arrogant. There is so much going on, there's so many factors that we don't control. It's not dependent on just what the person is doing. There's so many other things going on in the world, and so the only thing you can do is what you can do, being yourself, as you were saying. And if that turns into a performance, quote unquote, okay, so be it. But if you are just being, there is no good or bad. There is just being, and the outcome is irrelevant. The outcome can be good
mm,
according to your goal, or not good according to your goal. If it becomes to your goal, you accept it, you cherish it, fine. If it doesn't, okay. Then, if you need to look at what you were doing when you were being, were you not self aware a lot? Were you getting disconnected? And we are human. Until we are not, we are human. So then you have a learning process to look at. But I would say being would be the answer in that context, if that
in
makes sense.
that context, I feel like you're touching on a very deep stuff here because that's really true. That's really true. I think being is more important because that's more like being your authentic self. And I got that. Okay, so we are,
Well,
yeah, you want to
yes,
say something?
yes. Yeah, I want to add, I want to give an example. So once this lady came to me and she said, well, I'm up for promotion and I want to, it's coming in the next 6 months or something, and I want to make sure that I get that promotion. I said, okay, we can work on this, but I would want you to acknowledge that there is the promotion, one side of the coin, and the other side is where you don't get the promotion. Are you at peace with the second one? So if you are at peace with not getting the promotion, it will be easier to work on it. She said, yes, yes, I'm at peace. I said, okay. And we worked on it. She was actually already in a good position to get the promotion. This was just when COVID was just finishing. And what happened is the announcement for the promotion never came for a long time. And then when it came, I think it was an American firm, and they said, well, COVID has hit us hard, so this year we are not, no, there's no promotion for anybody. So she did what she could do, and she came to a position to get promoted. But as I was mentioning, there were other factors which you cannot control that didn't make her get the promotion. Now she was upset, and I was like, there's nothing to be upset about. You did what you need to do. I did what I need to do. You were in your good being self, but it didn't happen. It might not happen.
Hmm, hmm. That's so true. Just to buttress what you said, that there are some factors we cannot even control. Wow, wow, that's
Definitely.
profound, my man. Now I see why you're so good at what you do. I've got a clap for you. I tell you, this is really deep and profound. Wow. So finally, how do you help leaders transition into new roles?
Yeah. So actually, this comes from wanting to achieve again, want the desire part. So the first things that we go into are the values and certain definitions. What are you trying to do here? What is success for you in your context, in this corporate context? If success is just reaching a position, we will have to work accordingly. But if it is something more than that, then the transition will require something else. Let me be a bit more explicit. So when you want something, or when you change your condition in a transition, you have to give up something. As Americans say, there's no free lunch. Like if you want to get fit, you must spend time in the gym. You must pay attention to what you're eating or not eating, things like that. So there's always something you have to give in return. So I say, if you want to transition well, number one, what are you willing to give? Is this hard work? Are you willing to change? What is it that you need to change to transition? So we need to find those answers first. Now, of course, people want quicker solutions. They want to, solve these things very quickly. Now, there, I try to provide from my corporate background know-how, but not in terms of teaching people what to do or what not to do. It's more about creating awareness with my know-how. So I say, this is what happened to me. How can this work for you? So I bring my corporate background into their use as much as possible. Not again to tell them what to do, but to tap into that experience. So that is for the short term changes. But the long term changes will always have to be in introspection, understanding who you are and what you are ready to let go. If you are not ready to let go, if you want everything but don't want to let go anything, that is a bit stressful.
I got that, and that's a beautiful one. And I will take that as a final thought. So, my man, for folks who would like to reach out to you, learn more about the beautiful stuff you're doing, or even ask you questions, how can that be possible?
Yeah, so they can go to my website, anilerkan.com, ANILERKAN, my name, last name.com, and they can get a discovery call. They want to look into working with me or just to reach out and have a conversation. That's also welcome. Yeah, just visit my website.
Awesome. So that's going to be the end of the show, Anil. Thank you for coming and thank you for sharing this beautiful stuff with us. It means a
Thank
whole
you.
lot, my man. Thank you.